Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video I want to talk about poison in Warcraft Rumble, because poison is the ultimate damage mechanic in Warcraft Rumble. As you stack up poison, then there is nothing in the game that can deal damage faster than poison, and it's phenomenal. So, how does poison work and which mini should you use to stack it up as quickly as possible? Let's take a look. First of all, the basics of poison. Poison deals 4 elemental damage every 0.5 seconds. It lasts for 5 seconds and it stacks up to 99 stacks. Any new application of poison refreshes all stacks on the target. So as you keep poisoning the target within that 5-second window, then it just keeps taking damage faster and faster. And because it stacks up to 99, that means that the maximum poison DPS is 792. That would be level 1 values, but of course everything scales evenly in the game, so you can use level 1 values always for comparisons. So up to 792 DPS, how does that compare to top DPS minis in Warcraft Rumble? By the way, do you know what top DPS minis are in Warcraft Rumble? Because here they are. The top DPS mini in Warcraft Rumble is Angry Chickens with 450 DPS from 9 chickens, followed by Harpies, 350 DPS from 3 Harpies, Dire Batlings, 240 DPS from 6 Batlings, Mountaineer Bear and Dwarf together can deal 182.4 DPS, Cromash Hellscream alone can deal 169.2, Drakis at 166.7, Worgen 162.5, and Darkspear Troll 158.3. Not all of these minis get the appreciation that they should, but as you can see from these numbers, they can really dish out some damage. There are lots of poison sources in the game, many of them are also spells or some kind of effects, but when you just want to stack up poison, you want a mini that's hitting and applying poison. So these are the top poison sources, comparing poison that they can apply per second. So the mini that can stack up poison the fastest is Spiderlings if they have the Envenom talent. A squad of Spiderlings with Envenom talent will apply 10 stacks of poison every single second. That's pretty amazing, really. Even without the Envenom talent, they apply 5 stacks of poison per second, which is actually double what Infectious Swipe's Harpies can do, because a squad of Harpies applies 2.5 poison stacks per second. A Chimera with Corrosive Breath talent applies 2 poison stacks per second, one without the talent. A Plague Farmer applies 1.74 poison stacks per second, and if you run it in a Sylvanas army where Sylvanas gives it Fury with the talent, then it can apply more than 3 stacks of poison per second once it is at full speed. A Darkspear Troll applies 0.83 poison stacks per second if it has the poison talent, and with max free with Sylvanas up to 1.46. And then Anubarak has those Scarab Beetles that apply poison stacks as well, and they apply 0.77 poison stacks per second per beetle. So if you have a full swarm of 12 beetles hitting at something, they're applying 9.23 stacks of poison every second on the target. Obviously these minis have different costs and they have different ranges and different levels of survivability. So what are really the best poison minis? Plague Farmer has a very comfortable and favorable situation because it applies that poison from so far away. It only costs 2 gold and it applies a lot of it. So it's just phenomenal, at least if you want to apply poison into ground targets. Then Chimera is also a pretty good one because Chimera applies poison. It's AoE poison as well. And then it also has the Lightning Breath and it also is ranged and it's flying, so it can be hard to kill. So Plague Farmer and Chimera are pretty sweet. Harpies apply a lot of poison. They can avoid some damage because they fly, but they do have to get into melee range to apply their poison, so then they become vulnerable to all sorts of attacks. However, combination of Harpies plus Quillbore turns the target away, or Earth Elemental Unbound Tank turns the target away, Harpies hit in the back. So many people have done a lot of campaign missions with that. They are still wonderful. Anubarak also has tons of poison potential. Even if Anubarak has been nerfed a bunch of times, then it can still deal so much poison. Actually, the most meaningful nerf was having the beetle spawn from Anubarak itself instead of the minis, because now you can't keep that swarm of 12 on the target anymore as much, but before that, that poison was just through the roof. And then there's those Spiderlings. Spiderlings are vulnerable, they're a ground mini, they are fast nowadays though. And if you can find a way to make Spiderlings survive, they are the ultimate poison weapon in this game. So that's poison in Warcraft Rumble, some pretty crazy numbers. And maybe some minis that you have not considered so much, but now you can see that they can actually deal quite a lot of damage, and maybe you will find a way to weave some of those into your comps. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.